Right. So this practice is about fire, Agni, and Ayurveda Agni is like your digestive fire. So we'll be kind of trying to create some heat in this practice. And really the Agni is about radiance and brilliance, intelligence, um, um, being sharp and warm. But then there's also some, subtle aspects or light aspects with the flame or the fire. And so let's begin by doing something called the fire wash. And it's a breath to stimulate the fire in the belly, the digestion. And so I'll show it standing just so you can see what's happening in the belly, and then we'll come to seated and begin the breath. So it's just a big inhale. Exhale, completely let the belly relax. And then you hold the breath and suck the belly back into the spine and then release it out. But you keep the breath retained. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And then once you need to take a breath, you'll slowly release the belly and inhale to sit back up. I hope that helped standing. I'm also going to show it sitting. Your hands will be on your lap. And first we'll just begin by dropping into our bodies, closing the eyes. Bringing your awareness from your body into your breath, maybe towards your mind, your thoughts. Inhaling nice and slow. Exhaling. And taking a couple more breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And so on our next inhale, we'll lengthen through the rest of the spine upwards. And on our next exhale, we'll fold forward. And then draw the belly in and up and press into the legs. Keep the breath held out. And then the belly is going to release out and in, out and in. And so not using the breath to control the belly out and in, but just almost like your vacuum suction the belly in and then releasing completely out. And as you need to finish, you'll release the belly, inhale, rise up. Exhale, come out. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Draw the belly in and up. And then release it. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Come up. Release the belly. Inhale. Exhale, come out. Last one. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward. Hold the breath. Draw the belly in and out. And see if you can go a little bit faster this time. But as you do that section of the belly, relax the face and the shoulders. And release the belly. Inhale up. Exhale. Exhale out the nose. And then we'll open our eyes and come down onto our belly, laying onto the mat. Bring your forearms down. And then from your forearms, you're going to tuck your toes and just press up onto your knees first. So supported forearm plank. And from here, see if you can spread the shoulders apart. Draw the pubic bone towards the elbows and pull the elbows back towards the knees and the knees towards the elbows. So almost like you feel the lower back getting a little longer and the belly igniting like a flame, creating some heat and fire in the belly. And then just take 2 more breaths. And then to release, untuck the toes and lower the hips. Come back to your Sphinx pose. So we'll do that one more time. If you're already high in Pitta dosha, you'll stay on the knees. If you're in Vata or Kapha, then you'll come up off of the knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, look forward, press down into the earth, draw the shoulders back. I'm high in Pitta dosha, so I'm not going to lift the knees. But if you do have the knees lifted, straight legs, lift the back of the thighs, draw the tailbone back towards the heels, and see if you can lift the low belly just a little bit as high as the shoulders, but not higher than the shoulders. Bring the hips down. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. And then to release, untuck the toes, lower the hips, back to your Sphinx pose. And then from there, we'll press up onto hands and knees. And we'll take, if you guys have blocks at your house or books, we'll use those at the top of the mat as we come into our vinyasa, just to make a little shelf for our shoulders. So we'll come to the top of our mat, step your feet about hips distance apart. Open your arms. And as you practice, try and find a one-pointed focus or a gaze in every transition that you take. And so the fire element is also about vision. We'll bring that one-pointed focus, that vision, that drishti into our practice. But always staying connected to breath. Exhale all the way out. And as you inhale, press down through the feet, sweep the arms above your head, look up towards the hands, feel the palms to touch. Exhale, hinge at the hips, like bend in the knees, and look down towards the earth. Hands on tops of your blocks or on the front of your mat. Inhale, look forward, broaden through the chest. And as you exhale, plant the palms, look back towards your feet, step the feet back, finding your plank pose. And then as you inhale, look forward, set the knees down, and then as you exhale, lower down to hover your shoulders above the blocks. Lower the hips. As the shoulders touch the blocks, you're going to come into cobra pose. Inhale, lift the shoulders up off the blocks, looking forward. And as you exhale, tap the shoulders, tuck the toes, press up onto the knees. And then back to downward facing dog. Looking back towards your feet. If you'd like to move around in the body, waking up the back of the legs, you can pedal one heel at a time. Bending one knee, straightening one leg. Spread the fingers. Press through your thumb and your index finger. And then bend the knees slightly, reach the heels towards the ground. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, look between the hands and step your feet to the top of your mat, feet hips distance apart. Hands onto the blocks or onto the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, look down towards the floor, in between the legs. Exhaling, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, slowly lifting. Exhale, arms by your side. We'll do another round. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, plant the palms, look back, step back into plank. As you inhale, look forward, drop the knees. Exhale, lower down. Chaturanga, hover the shoulders above the blocks. If you don't have blocks, your shoulders stay as high as your elbows, no lower. And then lower the hips. Inhale, cobra pose, lift up. Exhale, tuck the toes, press up, lifting hips, then chest. And then downward facing dog. And then from down dog, we'll take a lion's breath together. So we'll lift the heels, lift the hips, take a big inhale into your belly and chest. Stick out the tongue, open the mouth, lower the heels to the floor. Inhale, lift the heels, look forward, bend the knees, step to the top of your mat. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders draw back, weight shifts towards toes, slight bend in the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms by your side. And then before we jump into our Surya Namaskar B, or sun salutation B, we'll just break down the legs. So step your left foot back, your right foot forward. And walk your right foot a little to the right so you have enough distance between your hips. And then back heel grounds down slightly at a 45-degree angle. Heel touches the mat. Hold on to your hips for a moment. And so as we inhale, we'll straighten both legs. And as we exhale, we'll lower and bend back into the front leg. And as you do this, inhaling up and exhaling down, see if you can begin to draw your right hip crease back as you come back down into the bend. Inhaling up, exhaling. And at the same time, your left hip crease turns forward as you come down. So attempting to level the hips horizontally. And in most bodies, it will never happen, but it's just the aiming towards that goal where we feel a bit of a challenge in this posture. And then we'll come all the way down, back into the posture of Vira 1, Warrior 1, arms above your head. Grab onto your elbows, press the hands on the backs of the elbows and open the elbows back. And then release the arms up. Soften your lower ribs down a bit, kind of like we were doing that plank pose with our belly lifting. Reach the arms above the head, make space for your shoulders, widen the arms. And then release the arms down, and then we'll break down the other side. Right foot steps back, left foot toe heels to the left. Hold onto your hips, and we'll inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend into your front And so even as you just inhale up and exhale down, you kind of notice where your hips are in space. You might notice if your frontal hip bones are tilted forward and down. Maybe you need to lift them and pick them up off of the front thigh, lengthening the low back. And then as you exhale, you'll rotate right hip forward, left hip back. As you inhale, you'll straighten the leg. Exhale down. And then the next time you exhale, you'll come all the way down. And see if you can anchor your back foot and lift the inner right thigh by pressing through the outer edge of your foot. As you press through the outer edge of your foot, you'll feel the inner thigh lift away from the mat. Reach the arms up, press the hands behind the backs of the elbows, open up the chest. And then separate the arms all the way open. Turn the palms to face towards one another. And then draw the belly in or the low ribs in slightly. Just a little activation of the belly and the core, creating that fire right in the center of our body. One more breath in. Get a little taller through the arms. And breath out, release the arms. Standing back up. And so now that we have that broken down, as you come into your warrior one position, you'll have a more understanding of how it's supposed to feel. But we're just going to do one breath, one movement. And the only other thing I'm going to break down is when you're coming from warrior one down through a vinyasa to your belly to cobra, if it feels like you don't have enough lung capacity to take one breath to go all the way down, you can break it down. So the broken down version will be inhale up, exhale plank, inhale plank, exhale lower. And the non-broken down version would just be inhale up and exhale all the way to the floor. So as you come into plank, you keep exhaling down. So those are the two versions. We're going to do the Surya Namaskar B 3 times. If you're Pitta, modify with the knees, high Pitta. If you're Vata Kapha, you can keep the plank or you can modify. Feet are going to be a little bit different this time. Big toes closer together, heels apart. We're going to come down into chair pose. Bend in the knees, pull the shins back, lift the arms above your head. Draw the belly in. Outer hips hugging in towards one another, and then inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back, shift the weight towards the toes. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. Inhale, plank, look forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down. Lower the hips, lift the heart. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg steps in between the hands. Lower the back heel down. Inhale, reach up, seal the palms above the head, look up. And as you exhale, lowering down with a variation where you pause or all the way through. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg steps in between the hands. Seal the back heel down. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhaling, I'm just going to show the variation where you pause. Inhale, pause. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, back, down dog. 3 deep breaths. Reach back through the arms, lift through the hips, lower through the heels. On your 3rd breath, take a lion's breath in through the nose, stick out the tongue, open the mouth. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step the feet all the way forward. Inhale, Ardha, meaning half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Look up. Exhaling, arms by your side. So that was one round. We'll do 2 more of those. Big toes to touch, heels apart, chair pose. Inhale, sweep the floor, look up, squeeze the hips together. Exhale, look down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms, stepping back, or if you want to jump back into Chaturanga, it's up to you. Lowering down, drawing the belly in and the elbows in as you lower. Inhale, spread the fingers, press down through the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps in between your hands. Seal the back heel. Inhale, big breath in to come all the way up. Exhale, lower down. Opening up the chest, inhale. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Left foot steps between the hands. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Again, take 3 deep breaths. Let the head and neck release. Feel the thighs lift. Third breath, lion's breath, stick out the tongue, open the mouth, open the eyes. Lift the heels, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, look between the hands and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the belly in, lift the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, arms by your side. Last round, big toes to touch. Heels slightly apart, bend in the knees, chair pose, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, lower down through your plank. Down to the ground. Into your back bend, lifting, broadening through the chest. Downward facing dog, up and back. Right foot steps between the hands. Use your inhale to come all the way up. Use your exhale to come all the way down. It's okay to pause in that plank, inhaling plank, and then exhaling down. Inhale, we all breathe in to open the heart. And then back to your downward facing dog. And if you find that own rhythm with your breath, you can kind of just follow that instead of my voice. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Lowering down. Opening up. Draw the shoulders back, crown of the head forward. And then back to your downward facing dog. Find your 3 breaths, down dog. Deltoids or shoulders draw back, making space for your head. Biceps face up towards the ceiling, outer arms wrap down. Take your lion's breath, deep inhale. As you exhale, stick out the tongue, open the mouth. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look between the hands as you exhale, and then either hop or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhaling, arms by your side. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. Close the eyes. Now begin to feel that radiance the heat and fire move throughout your whole body. Maybe even notice this heat, this fire building up behind the third eye center, behind the belly. Noticing the subtleties of the beating of the heart. And beginning to open the eyes back up. Releasing your arms from your body and releasing hands out to the sides. So we'll just finish with a few more things, one core activation and then one cooling breath from all that building of the heat. If you do have a block, you'll use the block for this one. If you don't have a block, it's okay, you can use your arm. So I'll show you without the block first. Right knee draws into your chest, left leg extends forward. Left hand underneath the back of the head. And so your right hand is going to press into the thigh and you're going to feel some resistance as you press the thigh into the hand. And so the hand presses into the thigh and the knee wants to stay right on top of the hip. And so you'll feel that resistance with the hand. And then with the block, you'll just use the elbow instead, bringing the elbow into the block, hand the back of the head. And then we'll do the last part all together. Curl and lift the head up and then float your left leg up. And then from here, try and keep pressing into the block or into the hand and the leg and get your whole low back and your upper back, every part of your back to press into the ground. No arching in the back. So if that means you need to lift the leg up a little bit higher instead of down low to keep the back on the ground, do that. And then we'll reach the left arm back behind us, inhale. And as we exhale, bring our left knee and elbow to touch. Inhale, reach and extend, keep the back on the floor the whole time. Exhale, bring it in, only one more time. Maintain that contact. Inhale, exhale, stretch and reach. Hand behind the back of the head and lower head and leg down. Whew. Good thing we only have one more side. Bring the feet flat. Rest your arms by your side. If you have a block, you can rest it on your belly. Inhale through the nose, feel the belly rise. Open mouth, exhale. Release it. Let's do the other side. So let's show again without the block. Hand comes on top of the thigh. Right leg extends all the way down. Press your hand into your leg into your hand. Feel that resistance with the hand and the leg, keeping the knee stacked on top of the hip. And then with the block, you'll set the elbow onto the block. Press the elbow into the block. Squeeze the block into the leg. And then with our right hand behind the back of our head, we'll begin to curl and lift up, looking between the legs. Float your right leg up and see if you can get your whole back to touch the ground. So lifting the leg higher might help. Bringing it down low will be a little bit more challenging. Keep the back on the floor. Take an inhale, stretch the right arm back. And as you exhale, squeeze everything in. Keep squeezing with the block or with the left leg. Inhale, extend. And exhale, draw it in. Inhale back. Exhale, keep the back on the floor. Last one, I promise. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. And then bring your hand behind the back of the head. Lower the leg, lower the head. And release. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to your right side. And press yourself all the way up into a seat. If you would like to sit up onto a block or a prop, blanket, pillow, whatever you want. I find it's more comfortable for me, so I'm gonna do that. You guys can do whatever you want. Mm. And so for this last breath, this is to kind of cool us down. All this heat that's kind of built up in the head, we're gonna release it out. This breath is called Shitali, and it involves making a taco with your tongue. You'll inhale through the tongue, so pulling the breath into the mouth. Close the lips, and exhale through the nose. If you cannot make the taco tongue, some people can't roll their tongue, you'll still breathe through the mouth, but you'll bring the tongue to the back of the teeth and breathe through the teeth, through the mouth. And then close the lips and exhale through the nose. And so we'll do this breath 3 times, and you'll notice and feel that cold air coming in. And then the exhale really slow. Close the eyes. And then either taco tongue or tongue at the back of the teeth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Again, inhale, breathing through the mouth. Slow exhale through the nose. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. Couple more breaths. Sitting up tall, inhaling through the nose, pausing at the top. Exhaling through the nose, softening at the bottom. As you keep the eyes closed and breathe, you visualize a candle flame or a campfire flame flickering with a bit of warmth that emanates outwards. Whether you imagine that flame sitting in front of you or inside of you, as you breathe, you see the flame glowing. Your vision of the flame is very clear. With each breath, the reminder of intelligence, brilliance, and radiance that exist within you. And then we'll begin to rub the hands together, creating some warmth between the hands. Think of that radiance, that heat, that sharp one-pointed focus. And carry it into your eyes by placing the palms of your hands over your eyelids. Take a breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. Release your hands down. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes. super strong practice.
Great job.